What's up, everyone? Welcome to the December 12th edition of DraftKings Tournament Plays, brought to you by BetMGM. I'm your host, Adam Scherer. You can follow me on Twitter at ShipMyMoney DFS. We have a 7-game NBA slate to look at tonight. As always, we're going to take a look at 5 of the top tournament options using the Boom Bust tool on the Stokastic.com website. But first, click the link in the description below. Sign up and make a deposit at BetMGM. Place a real money wager of at least $10, and you'll receive a risk-free first bet up to $1,000. Obviously, the bigger bet you can make, the better, because you will get up to $1,000 as a risk-free first bet from BetMGM. Click the link in the description below to take advantage. Now, looking at the top 5 tournament options as things currently stand, keep in mind that there is plenty of injury news today, and things are going to change between now and lock. So be sure to tune into the deeper dive and live before lock shows starting at 5 p.m. Eastern on the Stokastic YouTube channel. But for now, starting at number 5, Charles Bassey, projected for 8% ownership with an 11% chance of being in the optimal lineup. Bassey is a $3,900 center who's averaged 1.17 DraftKings points per minute this season. He's likely to play whatever minutes Zach Collins is not on the floor. Typically, that's going to be around 18 to 20 minutes. But if Collins gets in foul trouble or plays poorly, you could certainly see more from Bassey, who's a very good point per minute guy when he's on the floor. Number 4, Seth Curry, 9% projected ownership, 12% chance of being in the optimal lineup. Curry is $3,700 with shooting guard eligibility. He's averaged 0.83 DraftKings points per minute this season. And we do know that Royce O'Neal is going to be out tonight for the Nets. We also know that Nicholas Claxton is questionable. Even though they play different positions, if Claxton is out, it will really help to solidify Curry's minutes. But even if Claxton is in, we should see Curry get into the mid-20s at a cheap price tag. Number 3, Jaren Jackson Jr., 14% projected ownership, 15% chance of being in the optimal lineup. Jackson is $7,100 and has averaged 26.6 minutes per game in the games that he has played with Ja Morant active and Desmond Bane inactive this season. In those games, he has averaged 1.34 DraftKings points per minute. So we've seen substantial production from Jackson when he is on the floor. Number 2, Trae Young, 16% projected ownership, 18% chance of being in the optimal lineup. He's $10,400 with point guard eligibility. Without DeJounte Murray on the floor this season, Young has averaged 1.47 DraftKings points per minute overall and 1.54 DraftKings points per minute without Murray or Bogdanovic. Bogdanovic was just ruled out for tonight's game. Young was also announced as questionable, so we will need to keep an eye on his status. But if he's good to go, we should see a lot of production from him. And number 1, Deni Avdija, extremely popular, but for good reason. Avdija projects for 43% ownership with a 43% chance of being in the optimal lineup. He's just $4,900 with small forward and power forward eligibility. Overall, this season, Avdija has averaged 0.83 DraftKings points per minute. Without Beal on the floor, Avdija has averaged 0.87 DraftKings points per minute. And in the 8 games that he has started, in the 8 games he has started without Beal and with Porzingis, he's averaged 0.87 DraftKings points per minute. He's averaged 33.8 minutes per game in those games. But in the 4 games that he has started without Beal and without Rui Hachimura, Avdija has averaged 39.5 minutes per game, playing 41, 39, 40, and 38 minutes in those 4 games. He projects as a very good option and is going to be a core play for me even at high ownership. So to recap, the top 5 tournament options on DraftKings: number 5, Charles Bassey; number 4, Seth Curry; number 3, Jaren Jackson Jr., number 2, Trae Young; and number 1, Deni Avdija.